How are you gentlemen doing?
Good. How are you?
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, guys, thanks. Yeah, you guys are my kind of people, man, right on time. So what I'm going to be doing is setting up the who, what, why, where, and how of this call. So I know some people can only stay on for a few minutes. So we're going to start off at the top with an introduction of a proprietary tool that I plan on using for building a community of like-minded, like-spirited mentors and apprentices to try and produce product or content using this tool. I could use any, video conferencing system or browser or social media platforms to do this, but I choose to try and use something that will give me an opportunity to get all of the rev share and all of the leverage from the community. To do that, I need to have a partner who's willing to let me play without all the restrictions and potential rules. And this is really focused on producing a series of television content. And the very first one, I sent an email out about something called GSMA Thrive. I'm going to give you guys a link to it so that maybe during the meeting you can refer to it as something that we can talk about at another time, because we won't spend the time talking that much about that because we don't have that much time. Okay, so waiting for Lyle Alexander to come in and General Bray, and then I think we'll start. But let me send you that link. I sent it to Eric. Eric, can you copy that while I'm trying to do some other stuff and send it to everybody? The one SMA?
Cool.
I got it. I couldn't find it. Now I have it. So again, this is the first thing that I want you guys to put in your back pocket. This is some breaking news. I've been given an opportunity to do a panel or presentation at Mobile World Congress, North America, a virtual conference version of what they did in LA last year and what they're going to do potentially for Mobile World Congress Barcelona if things don't take a turn towards providing them with a physical chance to produce Mobile World Congress Barcelona. But this tutorial demonstration is really to look at something proprietary that we can get a license to use to build a community for these mentors, instructors, and student apprentices to work on designing, building, and running a television program with all of the associated connected apps, blog, web, and all the other things we can do to make sure that they understand the ecosystem of being able to self-publish and self-distribute any content. And the 30 students that we're looking to draw from, there are no limitations to what it is we can do to create a destination for these people to submit themselves for qualification. But they are going to be people that I want you guys to consider as folks that are underserved, underrepresented, and literally underappreciated. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is how do we bring this community of people together to work on projects where we've never really even had a platform where people have been able to understand what the needs are for this community of people who probably not work together. Some of you guys are really the targets of this mentorship, student apprenticeship model, and some of you are on the periphery of it. So the goal for me today is to try and make sure that this tool becomes something that we can use and experiment with where we couldn't necessarily do that with some of the other big brands. So let me make a call and see if we can get Lyle in. I just talked to him about 15 minutes ago. And while we're waiting, if we can, in the chat box, can everybody give me their understanding of Silo Cloud? If you've not gone there, please look for it. But if you have, just give me some indication who has actually gone to Silo Cloud and signed up for a profile. That means nobody. Okay, no, Redelia. Okay, great. Thanks. We're on the call, Lyle. Okay. So I'll do a little bit more soft shoe. Lemur, this is for you. Your mic's off and your video's off. Is there any chance that you can join us? Okay, so what I'm going to do until I can get Lyle on is I'm going to try to describe to you what are some of the objectives in the next, I would say, 30 to 60 days. Some of you have heard me talk about a concept called Brown Bag TV. And it is a concept that I've been working on for almost 7 years now, which is generally I would call it a project-based learning module for students who are in film, cinema, and to some degree, creative tech. And Brown Bag TV is an opportunity for student-generated content to become a palette for them to be able to learn the business of the business of something called over-the-top television. And what I want to do is to make sure that I select 30 students to be part of this experience, where they are recruited or solicited to become part of a team that learns all the disparate and similar roles to operate and function inside of a collective or collaborative effort to put this program up for consumption to other students. One of the things that I've been given is an opportunity to serve on the California State University Entertainment Alliance, which gives me access to the network of students, mentors, faculty, and alumni who believe that they, as an ecosystem, can help one another get students better prepared for workforce. This is a great opportunity for me to reach out to some of the folks who are feeding that system, whether they be high school, community college, or folks who are even out of the academic arena, to be part of something that won't necessarily give them a chance to participate on the front end, but on the back end, they'll be able to learn how they are able to produce a product or a project called PitchFest, to gamify ways for students to submit themselves to a panel of experts who will then obviously give them an evaluation and then in some cases greenlight their projects for some development through mentorship. So I'm taking an aggressive part of my participation to involve students who are not the object of PitchFest to still get some parts of it. Does anybody have any questions, suggestions, or comments about that? Still waiting for Lyle about the Pitch Fest.
Can you describe the way the students that you're talking about, the program that they're going to be in relative to Pitch Fest? Are you
Yes.
talking about participating in Pitch Fest?
Yes, so the Pitch Fest is intended for seniors and alumni in the California State University system to submit their ideas of producing a project. And it could be a treatment, could be a script, it could be a product that they will then be able to submit themselves. It's almost like a creative hack where they'll be able to enter kind of a round robin competition.
So are you talking about your students, these 30 students that you will solicit or somehow have involved? Are they going to be participating in Pitch Fest?
They will be participating through Brown Bag TV.
Are they going to be taking pictures?
No, I don't have the,
The way what their experience is going to be?
well, their experience will be what we can then build as what Brown Bag TV as a concept would be, agnostic of the content, whether it be, again, developing a product or a campaign for any client. We would give that kind of focus so that they would then see the client as the end state. We would then be producing something that would allow the client to give us a chance to fulfill all the things the client would look at as a way to, again, serve their needs. And in this particular case, it would be project-based learning focused, but with some idea that we can meet their objectives.
Who's the client?
In this particular case, the client is really me. It's not going to be the California State University Entertainment Alliance. It's not going to be the producers of Pitch Fest. It's
So
going to be me.
if this is a Brown Bag, I just want to get this straight. So if this is a Brown Bag TV experience, right? Brown Bag TV is a experiential learning program. 30 students will learn how to create some digital content by actually creating some digital content, right? So the digital content in this case will be based on Pitch Fest. This is a bad way of putting it, but because it's not going to be exactly like this, but they will go to Pitch Fest and they will record content and edit that into some programming that is about Pitch Fest and things that they learned at Pitch Fest.
Yes, through the lens of Brown Bag TV. So Brown Bag TV as a partner and a participant, through that lens, they will be able to understand the who, what, why, where, and how Pitch Fest was built, designed for students to compete for opportunities.
Right. Okay. So maybe they get to go behind the scenes of Pitch Fest. They get to film. I'm using film, right? But it's any number of different ways that they can record and then use those recordings to create content. They could go a few days before and talk to the people who are responsible for creating Pitch Fest. They can go to Pitch Fest while it's happening and record students pitching to industry people. They can maybe get some interviews with the industry people in between their pitch sessions. Anything like this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those are just some of the things that I would hope that as a producer, they're going to create. Hey, Lyle. Yeah, did you get the call-in number? No, it's Zoom. It's Zoom. So I sent it to you. I can send it to you again right now.
So while we figure that part out of Lyle joining, and I hope he can, is this clear to everyone on the call what Brown Bag TV is
Lyle,
going
you want me to send it to you one more time? Oh, here, I'm sending it
relative to Pitch Fest?
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
subject of the
Sorry
content
about that, guys.
that Brown Bag TV students will make, right? Like PitchFest is a person, they'll go interview PitchFest, and then they will have some content based on that interview. I've really simplified it. Of course, it would be better than that. But does that make sense to people? Is that a clear way of looking at this? If not, please raise your hand so we can be clear about it.
No, I'm not clear.
No, because Brown Bag TV is one thing, it's one entity, it's one organization.
Right.
So I think that you're wanting to have a group of people create content for Brown Bag TV. The Pitch Fest is an event that people would cover and maybe put together some videos around that, packages. Maybe they will record a couple of sessions or whatnot. But that's a separate thing from what Brown Bag TV is, because the Pitch Fest will be like one program on Brown Bag TV.
It could be. It could be. The idea is that Brown Bag TV is doing, the 30 students in Brown Bag TV will do what you've just said about PitchFest. They will be the ones going to PitchFest, not participating in PitchFest, but creating content as a result of interviewing people at PitchFest, going behind the scenes at PitchFest. Now, down the road, fingers crossed, everything being great, the Brown Bag students, either those exact students or other ones, could do similar things at a different event or going to a studio or something like that. Brown Bag TV has the opportunity to do all sorts of opportunities for creating content. But the idea in this case is there is this PitchFest coming up and it's a great opportunity. And they've said that Brown Bag TV students can attend and, you know, have all area access to do this, to create this content. Right. So in this very certain.
And great guys, Lyle's just joined us. So again, he's taking out time from his schedule for this tutorial demonstration of SiloCloud. He's going to break off, and then we can discuss a little bit more about the way ahead. So without further ado, I want to introduce Lyle Alexander, creator of SiloCloud. Lyle, are you in?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We got you, sir. We got you, sir. And I know you've got very, very limited time. So if you can, there are at least 3 people who have signed up for SiloCloud on this call. And I want to be able to give them a cursory understanding of the who, what, why, where, and how of SiloCloud so that we can figure out if we can use it as a proprietary tool to create a community that's never really been brought together before. So we've got some very powerful people on the call, and I want them to know that this is the tool that I choose to use to drive traffic.
Very well. This is David, Arnold, Eric, Bedelia, and Lemur. I understand everyone has their microphones off. Please allow me to introduce myself first. I'm Leo Alexander, founder and CEO of Noidavani. Here at Noidavani, we've been in the business of manufacturing consumer electronic products for the past 12 years. 2 years into doing some really unique tech in the wireless industry, we decided to start delving into firmware and software technologies that would assist in bridging the gap for individual data mining. In doing some of that early research, we realized that that was the wrong way to go, because everyone that had online platforms were actually taking advantage of tools that they had created already that would expose all of the information that users would have on the internet. So we began an initiative to start hedging our technology against the companies like the Facebooks of the world that take your information and sell it for a profit in their tertiary markets by creating a secured solution for you to be able to interact on the internet and provide you controls to be able to manage those platforms while keep all of your data in a secured environment. In order to do that, we had to go ahead and take a look at some of the public clouds that were available. Clouds like Google and iCloud, and even the Azure cloud of the Windows framework was all built on antiquated science knowledge of how cloud architecture should be built. Some of our work and research in the banking industry led us to a protocol called PSAM, Private Secured Access Module. This is the fundamental protocol for how our transactions are done over wireless frequencies. So we took a snippet out of the PSAM protocols and actually synchronized a user's data to their own unique private cloud, which is a lot like dedicated rack space. When doing so, a user can have the ability to operate device agnostically, meaning whether it's a mobile phone on Windows, Android, or iOS framework, or a tablet or PC platform that's operating out of the two unique operating systems that are abundant across the planet. It wouldn't matter what equipment that the user was using. If they logged into their silo, their information would be in front of them. We extended that philosophy to take our planet. So right now, Silo can be reached anywhere in the world. Because we had that network frame already designed, we started building the operating tools above it. Those tools would constitute the ability to be able to interact with voice, video, and send and transmit data across this authenticated private network. We started doing a lot of sample batch products, from developing DB2 and that allowed us to go ahead and stream local channels across our Silo platform. When we accomplished this, other to create what you now know as over-the-top streaming. It was developed by me about 3.5 years ago. I don't know what's going on there. We're using Zoom. Am I back?
Yeah, you're there. I don't know
Hello?
why. Yeah, that's interesting. I have no idea how General Bray kind of commandeered the screen there. But okay. Maybe that's Zoom. I don't know.
So in any case, everything started eventually graduating. We went from streaming TV channels to streaming broadcast content to streaming packeted files in a format that you're familiar with, that assimilates the Netflix type environment, right? And then from there, we started realizing that we can do a lot more things than just streaming entertainment. So we brought about the music channels, and then gave the users the tools to go ahead and create their own music libraries and allow other people on the platform to share those libraries. From there, we realized that the architecture was more of a framework of an operating system. So we slowly began migrating real-world application programming to our cloud base, which enabled the likes of ERP management systems, CRM management systems, SAP type management systems, and of one of three widgets has become a cloud-based operating system that supports the likes of 32 major PaaS systems, PaaS meaning platform as a service. Each service literally changes the landscape for its user because it eliminates the need to go ahead and have all of these multitudes of subscription-based services operating on the data network that you currently pay for. The typical user that uses Silo has a mobile phone bill and an internet bill and a TV service or entertainment subscription bill, right? In all three of those scenarios, the user is actually paying for data in a multiple. So even if you're an unlimited customer, you're paying for the rails that everyone else is now going to charge you to sell you something on. Silo changes that dynamic because it's like, hey, you now have internet service, and don't get me wrong, I can tell you about some other things that we offer as well to even challenge what you would typically pay for internet, but that's not this discussion. However you receive your internet, we wanted to use that data package as a vessel for you to be able to well, it's just data, right? That's the same data. Or run your same. Do these types of video calls, exact same. So if a customer already has that authenticated data pipe, we can actually put all of the different variances of the use of that data in one Silo cloud that is secured by the user. And that's what we've created. Now, if this can be used by you guys, I understand that some folks are brand centric and they would rather pay quadruple for something that they could possibly do in one combined system. Others of us will wait for the mass population to have something before they move to it. What I'm sharing with you today is the proving grounds of what we call edge computing. If you're in that space, then you understand that what I've just described, a lot of companies have been trying to move towards, and we happen to be one of the first companies out of the gate that amass so many solutions on one platform. Guys, I'm the designer and the impresario of this product. I would like to have one of my staff members go through this entire introduction because there's sometimes in one's life you have literally a best time use or marginal gain by what you're actually doing during that time. So I would like to be able to kind of small demo. I like to run through the demo in a matter of minutes and then give you guys the opportunity by provision on your own. Now, I'll say this with the virtue of this is not something that you're used to doing today. It's probably something that you're going to have to get used to doing tomorrow. And whether or not it's being used under the brand Silo Cloud, well, that's going to be really an interpretation of who we sell certain frameworks of the platform to. So consider this somewhat of a benefit. I just say in advance that I'm happy to speak with you guys in this hour. With that said, allow me to go ahead and share my screen. whenever the host allows me to share my screen. Kevin, you have to give me the ability to share my screen.
Do you have it now? I'm sorry. I was I was taking a text message from somebody that wanted to join. Do you have the share screening capabilities now?
All right, guys, here we go. Cloud member goes through a typical setup process. Normally you snip, and we have some pretty unique guidance systems that allow you to be able to navigate this process. Members that already have their name and password and authentication by OTP on their mobile phone.
It's like we lost him, huh?
No, I'm thinking that the bandwidth is being choked, not just by, oh, here he is, he's back. Lyle, you still there? Yeah, I think the bandwidth's being choked by Zoom. This is a high user window.
Video, right?
Okay, Lyle, I think we didn't hear anything you said for the last 30 seconds or so. So when you did screen sharing, you froze.
Okay. You want to try it again?
Yeah, let's try that again because we didn't hear anything.
I'm going to try to start my video as well. You guys want to turn your videos off, and then we can, yeah.
If everybody can turn their videos off.
How about that?
We hear you. Yeah, we see the login screen.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, so I'll just go ahead and log in. And let's see if I can move this. Can I all right, here we go. So I'll go with the navigation tools first. This area right here is what we call the dashboard. A user can actually change this dashboard to represent whatever. If they want basic news or the featured users, or anything right here, it's up to them. So this is the area that's pretty active. For instance, if I was trying to have a phone call with one of my friends, I would simply search for them right here. Crazy. and Brandon pops up. If I wanted to make a video call, this is the area that we would actually have that video call. And because I'm on this Zoom thing, I'm probably not going to be able to do some of them. I have a fix that I think we'll be able to do here in a second. Let me just show you guys around before I pull any more. The area right here is all of your friends. Wow. Pretty good here, though. Nothing is slowing down over here, right? I just got the message on my computer now that says internet is unstable. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Hey guys, if you will, I can leave everyone silo. I would ask if everyone would register, log in, and I'm just going to do a couple of click-throughs to show you how to navigate everything, and then you guys can do this at your leisure, but I'll have the full video tutorial loaded on your Silo clouds out of your inbox. Let me just show you where those things are for right now, and then we can have a 5 to 10 minute question and answer. All right. Any of the active tools, we'll just see how everything works. So inside is my cloud. Everything inside of my cloud is basically, and loading up right this minute. There you go. So these are all of my files on every computer that I own. I have 8 factories in China, so all 8 factories are here. Nordivani Manufacturing. So all of those files are there. Files, application files, videos, what have you. If I was at your desk, I could log onto my Silo off your top, and you'll be able to see how fast that works. The next section, I'm going to leave this. Next section is our applet. So Silo chat works a lot like your WeChats, your Facebooks, and things of that nature, but it's a little bit more throughput. Seeing as how I can manage all of my phone calls, just simply joining a call, see the tracking. I can add contacts from my phone if I needed to. I can actually manage everything that I've spoken to Ranjit in this case about this year by simply going to that gallery and querying what links are more pertinent to the call. There's a find bar, and there's also a tab that shows up and kind of give a history of our communication back and forth. Chat gallery, any files he's ever sent me will show up there. If Ranjit was communicating in Chinese, which sometimes we do, I can actually switch that language to a language that I can relate to, right? So I went to Armenian and I'm back to American. Allow me to go to Josh real quick. If Joshua was speaking in Spanish, I can literally click to Spanish. Now everything is here, and now I can speak in English. So anything that I'm saying right now will be translated in real time to Josh. Just press send. Translated back to English for in English. So I'm right now translated real time to Josh. Press send. If he was Korean, same thing. It doesn't matter. So multilingual. If I was on a site and I wanted to, and I was actually on my phone, I wanted to do a snapshot, I'll just take a snapshot. Internet is unstable, guys. Wow. It's not gonna let me do anything video as long as I'm connected to the Zoom thing. I'm telling you, you gotta get off of this Zoom thing. In any case, this is our chat applet. Making a phone call or searching for anyone in your group is as simple as searching for them here, clicking on any one of those individuals, and then making the phone call. It populates in here. It populates, and that's that part of the screen, and it's a true video call. This is what I wish we were doing our calls on, because we probably wouldn't have such a bandwidth throughput problem. Understanding that everyone wants to be enamored with Instagram, Facebook, and the timelines of all of these other social networks, you shouldn't have to generate those posts on all of those networks. So we created this timeline post that allows you to share your story in audio or video format. And then once you've shared that story, you can actually single click to each one of these platforms, and that story would appear on those timelines. This is Kevin. He has 3 followers on Silo right this minute. I thumbs up him, subscribe to him, and follow him real quick. If I scan this QR code, it'll take me to Kevin's profile. And Kevin's profile can be then edified by some of the posts that Kevin himself has done. So now I'm looking at all Kevin's posts. You can see his followers, his what have you. So this kind of works like Instagram, but on steroids, because I can actually push it to every other platform as well, along with the comments and the likes. And all of this is integrated, so you can actually be a master of all your social profiles right here. Moving away from community is applications. And this is where Silo gets exciting for a lot of folks. It's a lot of applications. This load time is basically a bandwidth problem. If any of you go on Silo Cloud right now, I've never seen this load slow. So there you go. So these applications are free trials right now in the beta series, but everything from your typical Netflix to our marketplace to chat to things get started. And if you're already subscribed, it'll take you right to that application. All of that operates out of the cloud. The entertainment, now I know this is not gonna work if we can't do videos. Maybe it will. Our entertainment is every channel, every local channel that is DB2 antennas. How about that? We can barely do. I can also picture in picture that so that I can continue working in Silo, but we're gonna save the bandwidth there. Recording stories allows us to go ahead and handle our own broadcasts and then publish them as well directly to all of the, you feature your own stories. It actually takes you to, you can then promote and publicize Silo kind of interprets everything that you were trying to do for the most part. So if you were building this as a channel, it automatically categorizes each of your posts. And then every video on Silo affords you the ability to picture in picture and you know, continue your work on your laptop, so you never really have to break from the work. This persona campaign tool allows you to do things like generate bulk messages. So one bulk message to like 3,000 people at a time, and set autoresponders for that bulk campaign and schedule it. Let's say I wanted to send a message out at 3 o'clock in the morning that was gonna hit your phones at 7:20. We could schedule that entire event right here. I can do the same thing with email, and we've created a appointments planner and a calendar in here as well. This is our QR code builder. So a lot of people use QR codes, but they don't have the tools to actually generate them. And Silo generates QR codes for its users, and then you can actually use your QR code list so you don't have to continue to generate the same QR code that's going to be repopulated, reused. These are members that's on Silo Cloud. Each one of these guys, you can learn a lot more about them. The web references bring you direct links to a person beyond their profile, or you can click on any one of these icons and it'll take you directly to their social. If you felt like that person was something worth sharing, then you can actually click the share button, like I just did. And it generates a QR code, or I can email the profile link. This is your notification. So right now, New Eras is following me. This allows me to go directly to my private cloud or my shared cloud. Silo doesn't believe in email per se. So things that I want to share with other folks, I would share with them in my shared cloud. That way I know it's secure. Silo TV, you saw remnants of that. Silo Music is an app featured in the Silo Cloud that allows all the members to go ahead and share their music with one another. And the playlist continues to grow as Silo grows with no redundancy. 1 second. So then there's apps. If you're an Android user, you can just download this straight from your phone. And then it'll synchronize your phone to your Silo Cloud. Managing your profile works like this. I'm going to manage profile right now. inside managed profile. I can change all of the credentialing. I can update and append the photos. I can add the music and even documents to it. I can build products for things that I'm selling online. So I can create a store, name that store, and then that store is hosted on Silo, but is also integrated with all of the other web stores, Amazon, eBay, you name it. Build a product the same way and host that product on Silo and things as well. Just click on the new product or new store in, right? So I can delete these sites, or I can preview these sites, or download these sites to be edited, or I can just go to the site builder that comes in as a part of Silo. Man, what is going on with this internet thing? I can't even show my web builder. Can I take this video off? Okay, the builder is coming on. Sorry it's taking so long. One-on-ones are a lot better than one-on-fives. It's almost unfair. You guys outnumber me. with no questions. So it's like I'm talking to myself, right? I'm trying to keep it entertaining.
I just want to say it looks like a really great platform, really robust and really able to do lots of different things. So I'm looking forward to exploring it and looking at the tutorials there. I understand the limitations of doing this over Zoom. So thank you for trying, but I know that we'll speak, just poking around in it. I get that. So I know we're going to get a better.
Going. Well, the platform has come online now. So for individuals, Mr. Cohen, who has never built a website before, I wanted to build the most frictionless experience for the user, right? So we gave them an outline right here. Every website has these building blocks: a header, an intro. So we're gonna create one real quick. A feature, some content, some general content that you can change later. Testimonials. Might want to put your team in there. You have another team member that you want to talk about, you might want to put them under here. Some pricing. Yep, building that full website in less than a minute, guys. So Pix is building all that, and well, it's content right here. 2 or
Hey, Lau,
so
this
with
is Arnold.
that,
Hey, Lau, this is Arnold. I've got to step out, but I wanted to just comment real quick because they're looking to apply this to something very specific, and they've got an event that's going to be coming up shortly. But the event is called Pitch Fest. It will be a perfect platform for Pitch Fest for the kids to work in and operate. And it's perfect for them because what you can do, that's the venue. This process allows the brown bag that he's going to work in for those kids to be able to do all the components that they're trying to do and get that process of them working behind, in front of, and all those things great. Well, I want to just say that to you because, you know, I've had 3 sessions of this now, of watching this and watching what you do. And each time I learn something new that I haven't played around with it enough. But I want to just share it with the group, but I've got to break contact. So again, Lyle, every time I hear you, you're the most humble and amazing guy I know. Humble is not the word right, but it's right for who you are. So God bless you, man, and continue to knock it out
Thank you.
of the park.
Thank you, General. Appreciate you.
Okay. And Lyle, I know some folks have to drop off the call, so I think
Yeah,
if we
no
can,
problem.
If we can,
Hey,
open it up
the only
for Q&A when we can.
now we can do it. We can do it right now. I just wanted to show one more feature that's crazy. All right. So I couldn't let you guys get off without showing you the Go Live feature. If everyone would scan this QR code with their phones. If you scan this QR code with your phone, we can get off of Zoom. That's where I was going to take us. But in any case, hey, yeah, we don't have to do that. I was just going to demonstrate how much better it would have been for us to be on Silo rather than the Zoom call.
Right.
Let's just have Q&A right now, and I'll stop the bandwidth.
Right. And Lyle, I want to make a statement to everybody that's on the call. The reason why I wanted you to take a look at this in a tutorial format through Zoom is that there are obviously limitations to using Zoom in this manner for demonstrations that are not, designed to do these kinds of things. Because the bandwidth being used by us is extraordinarily more than what Zoom is capable of providing us. So I think what I'd like to do is to have you guys be thought of as potential mentors to help students understand and learn all of the different applications of this for them to build their portfolios, their personas, and all the other things they can do to start creating identities that we can use to help make them part of this team of 30 students. So that's really the intention, is to try and find something that teaches them something new than all the other things that they currently use that are either brand or comfortable for them. So I'll rest. I won't say anything else. So if there's anybody else that has any question, comments, or suggestions, let's please have them before everybody's got a break.
Hey, real quick, Lyle, this is Lemaire. Thank you very much for the walkthrough. Despite the technical hurdles, I think we got a chance to see, the amazing system you're building. Can you talk a little bit about what this will potentially cost folks to use?
Well, for starters, about 80% of what you saw already is to the user.
Okay.
Now, when a user is moving into enterprise user to where they're actually starting to monetize their persona, that fee is only $29 a month. But inside of that fee is already coupled your website hosting, your streaming server hosting, your e-commerce, your domain server. Everything is already wrapped in. It's about a savings of about $830. So for $29 a month, we're giving the ability to personify themselves online as a commodity, and then take advantage of all of the tools that will extend beyond just the likes and the follows. You know what I mean?
Yep. And one follow-up question on that. In terms of like custom URLs and DNSs, I'm sorry if I missed it, but is that possible to kind of have someone have a, a vanity URL layered into?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So inside of the Silo 360, and that's what I couldn't get to because of limitations or whatever. But if you go into the apps menu or once you guys start tooling around, you'll see this little drop down menu that says Silo 360. That's all your enterprise services. From there, you'll be able to purchase domains, point name servers, forward domains. But understand you would actually be protected in that you're only going to be using the domains or DNS as a point to, an A name, right? But all of your information is not going to be in the servers of Yahoo and all of these other polluted clouds. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there's some other questions that go along with that around, SEO and how you're bridging there, but thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no problem. SEO is managed through Syntex. So the very name of the internet and how it's indexed allows you to kind of get outside of the whole Google, Yahoo landscape. No matter where you are on the internet, because your browser-based solution and all of that syntax is now pulled up to the front. Right now, we optimize these guys through their own APIs. So every time our users comment, share, or push information out of the Silo Cloud, it literally perpetuates Silo Cloud as a whole, as a platform on all of those search engines, which immediately puts you in front of those search engines when that syntax data is called for. In other words, every Silo profile will jump ahead of every other thing that was listed about that person on any search.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, I've dominated the questions here. The others should ask you.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
I had put some questions in the chat. So I think you said $30 a month for the Silo subscription.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was looking at the social media organization in terms of pushing out to your feeds so that it operates like a Hootsuite does. And how you can
Hootsuite
organize
was
your
the first
social
generation. Yeah, Hootsuite was the first generation of that, right? What this is a little bit different because this is actually you centralizing all of your media content or your blogging content or your streaming content, and it actually houses all of that data in the same centralized cloud. And then from there, you get to choose when and where all of that information is being pushed to, right?
Okay.
But Hootsuite, it was there, it was going there, but I mean, the framework was limited 3 years ago when it first came about.
Okay. And so is that your VPN is separate from the Silo Cloud, correct?
No. Your Silo Cloud operates as its own. A virtual private network and a secure cloud server. They're all made up of. When you're in your Silo Cloud, you are in your VPN.
Okay.
However, we're not just fencing your dynamics and your geolocation. We're fencing all of your information. So it's a deeper level than even that of a VPN, which is why I was able to quickly give you TV when we can't even talk voice and video over Zoom. That was VPN-like programming there, but a lot deeper.
Okay. And I had one more question, but oh, is it not compatible with Mac OS? Is it only compatible with Android?
Oh no! So I did this. I did this demonstration on my Windows desktop, but I
Hmm.
could do the same demonstration on a Mac phone, a Mac tablet, a Mac PC desktop rather,
Okay.
or any operating system. So because it's a browser-based solution, you don't have to download an app. You just simply log on to your Silo Cloud browser, and you can make that a bookmark on your phone so that it appears like a widget app. When you click on it, you're already signed in and you're in your cloud.
And then in terms of storage of all of your content, like videos and
So a terabyte of hard drive is a lot, right?
yeah.
But yet you never get Yahoo or any of those guys telling you, hey, here's a terabyte of hard drive space on our cloud. In fact, they limit your emails so that you can only send 20 megabytes of data every email. Well, that wouldn't help you and me at all when I'm trying to send you a video or a large PDF. Uh, Never mind the fact that we may be sending each other code. And any of that information now is hammock because now I'm constituted to leave my email world and go to a Dropbox world that also limits to 1 gig, or go to an FTP world that I would normally have to pay almost $2,000 a month to be able to transact that type of data back and forth at my own convenience. Well, Silo eliminates all of those things by giving you a compressed data server that will take what would appear to be 500 gigabytes on your computer. It would almost look like 1,000 gigabytes on your Silo Cloud because of its compression rate.
Okay.
It's really 1.5 times of the compression rate, which allows you to send me 3 gig file on chat.
Right. Got it.
You can't do that on anything.
But
You
the
know?
people that we communicate with to do this exchange would also need to have Silo Cloud too, right? Our friends.
Oh no, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So if I wanted to send you a file, I would go to my shared folder. I would literally type your email in it, and then put my 5 gigabyte file inside of that shared folder.
Mm-hmm.
When I send, I'm sending you a rooted, authenticated, totally secured, encrypted link that's going to populate it in your email. When you click on that link, it's going to open up that shared cloud. So it's like I just sent you an entire hard drive to look at.
Right. Okay. Got it.
A lot different from your typical email
Yeah.
solution. So now they're not reading the metadata that's in the string of text like you would a normal email. People are starting to now understand how companies are spying on the things that you're sending back and forth with one another, right? Well, that's the metadata that's not only the text inside of the comment, but it can actually peruse the optical data on a file that you send as well. So you and I can actually have a conversation, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to McDonald's tomorrow, and this is what we need. And I say McDonald's, I don't even know why. In any case, the next message or advertisement that you and I get will be a contradicting or competitive ad about what the topic that we just spoke about. That's because they were looking at the email the same way we were looking at it, but they had an artificial intelligence eye doing the scrutinizing. They can't do that with site because they're looking at a text string, and the text string has no data. I mean, the link has no data. It's just a dormant link until you activate it.
Okay.
the same way we send finances back and forth. It's like a wire, but a little bit better. Wires or something else. Any other questions, guys? All right, you guys, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
Don't need
Well,
the resident geek for nothing.
Well, I do have to jump. This is Lemire. I do have to jump. Thank you very much for taking the time. I have one last question with regard to, the experience that we've had with Zoom, whether it's this platform, Google Hangouts, the others. We know that there's some sort of substrate that most of them are leveraging. You talked at the beginning about how edge computing was kind of the next wave that was coming up. What do you think the ability for people to kind of have, like you had the QR code, which I couldn't get to work on my iPhone here to bring up a video streaming platform. What do you think about the primacy of video communications experiences in Silo Cloud this next 6 months? Like how will the system be able to accommodate people's like new normal around doing video phone calls through Silo Cloud?
I'm actually doing that right this minute. So that's why Kevin Noah was beating up the Zoom thing, because every time he asked me to do a demonstration, he asked on Zoom, and I'm like, I don't like using the competitor, right? Our platform currently handles this type of volume traffic. We're doing demonstrations daily with school systems and hospital systems doing their remote patients, their telemedicine. My entire staff uses only Silo Cloud to communicate all things video communications or text messaging, right? I think that we're gonna be right there in the mix of it, if not lead in 3 months from now. But today I know that we're leading it, I would just like to be able to demonstrate it a little bit better. For all of you that were on that demonstration, if you would register, and the first person that is going to populate is going to be me, follow and subscribe to me, and I'll show you exactly the fluidity of Silo, because the one-to-one is exceptional. We call it zero distance, because that's what it feels like. Beyond that, the ability to be able to link a person into a room, into a portal that is fluid that way, that still allows the screen sharing and other capabilities through the QR code interaction, I think is pivotal. And today, we're probably one of the only platforms that do that if a person wasn't already a part of a platform environment. And you can do those demonstrations on your own. After you sign up, simply click the Go Live button and then have your friend scan the QR code. And you'll see how quickly it jumps to you guys having a zero distance communication.
Got it. Okay.
All right. All right. The next lecture is going to be on harmful pollutants on nitrogen particles.
Or maybe whatever this drawing is of your desktop of the human situation there.
I didn't think y'all were still seeing that. That's pretty cool. That's all right.
All right, everybody. Well, good to chat with you and hear and see what you're building there, man. This is cool.
And guys, I guess the last thing I want to say, because I've got to break contact, is that there's some late breaking news around an opportunity at Mobile World Congress GSMA Thrive, October 27th through 29th. And I wanted to use this as some kind of way to test the waters to see if we could put a group of folks together to discuss the way ahead for sharing this with some of our communities. And that's kind of what I think could be a powerful demonstration of how folks that are pulling all their efforts together to educate people about possibilities, endless possibilities, to democratize everything that we can do to make sure that people know that we care So again, I'll be talking to Lyle about this, but October 27th to 29th, we've got to put together a abstract for us to be able to showcase whatever we want to showcase. And I think this is a strong candidate. So again, any last minute suggestions, questions, or comments before we break?
Nope.
No, I'm logged in. I'm gonna play around in it a little bit and definitely tell friends.
That a
about it.
girl.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. All right. Thank you. Again, stand by for some next steps. And again, GSMA Thrive is first step, and then we've got the Pitch Fest and some other ones. Thank you again, Lyle, for your time.
You're welcome, my friend.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.